Hello everybody, thanks for joining our third edition of our Connecting Market digital event today. To those of you who don't know me yet, my name is David and I'm the responsible area sales manager for Russia, Finland, mainly East Europe and parts of Southeast Asia. It's nice to meet you. As face-to-face exchanges with you is still almost impossible at present due to the COVID-19 pandemic, PROBAT initiated this Connecting Market digital event. As you may know, this is our third and so final session today. In case that you missed the two sessions before, don't worry. You can find a detailed description of these sessions on our website connectingmarkets.de. If you check the site, you will also see that we implemented a fast-track booking calendar there. This booking calendar allows an easy arrangement of online appointments with all relevant PROBAT contacts during the event days. As far as I know, we have still some free spaces for today. So we are looking forward to discuss your personal solution in this meeting. In today's session, we would like to deal with one of the most important questions in the global coffee industry right now. How can roasting processes be made more sustainable and energy efficiency potentials be better exploited? In this regard, we would like to demonstrate you our range of state-of-the-art environmental technologies, highlight possible applications and investigate possible answers to future demands in this regard. As you may know, questions on our session could get forwarded beforehand via email, and we have received quite a lot. In case that you have any kind of question in this session, please feel free to put them in our live chat so that we can discuss these questions in our closing Q&A session. Finally, we hope for your understanding if anything goes wrong today, because this type of presentation is also still new for us. However, what is not new to us and what definitely goes wrong is the fact that human-produced greenhouse gases have led to a global temperature increase over the past 50 years. The main part of these gases is carbon dioxide, which is released by burning fossil fuels to generate electricity and to drive vehicles. The destruction of large areas of the rainforest does not make things better. It is predicted by scientists that if we do not reduce the amount of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases, it will come to a global temperature increase between of 0.5 and 8.7 degrees Celsius over the next century. In addition to warmer temperatures, the climate change also affects global weather. Scientists have already predicted that there will be an increase in the intensity and frequency of extreme weather events like storm, floods and droughts. So we can see these terrible pictures in the TV news nearly every day. Naturally, the climate change also affects on the product we are all working with, coffee. It is interesting to know that coffee requires special environmental conditions to survive and an even more specific set to bear fruits. Coffee's optimum annual average temperature is 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. It can withstand temperatures to 30 degrees Celsius, but the plants are stressed in such conditions and the quality of taste may suffer. A recent study of the impact of the global climate change on coffee predicts that areas suitable for coffee could be reduced by 50% from current levels by 2050. But if we are talking honestly about this topic, it is also important to emphasize that coffee is not only sweetened by the climate change, it also contributes to it. For example, due to the carbon dioxide emissions during the roasting process. We as PROBAT are very aware of our responsibility to the environment. And so it is of great concern to us that we can provide you, the coffee industry, with the best possible solution in this field, so that we can ensure together that our children and grandchildren can also enjoy to live on our beautiful green planet in the future. We know that we are not the only ones who think in that way. So we asked our partners and friends from the coffee business what are their standings in regard to sustainability, why this topic is so important for them, and what are their expectations regarding exhaust air gas treatments for the roasters. Okay, see you after the clip.
Hi guys, and greetings to PROBAT from the barn here in Berlin. We are a specialty coffee roaster and we are huge fans of PROBAT. So thank you for having us on this call. Talking about sustainability. Sustainability is a key value of our company and everything that we do. And it's also part of the brand loyalty that our customers have in the barn when they're buying a bag of coffee and enjoying our coffee or coming to our cafes here in Berlin. There are so many angles that we can discuss where sustainability can be further improved for us. But the key for us is at the source. And when we look at sustainability at origin, we look at economic sustainability and environmental sustainability. All of that for us is the kind of S label that doesn't exist, sustainability label. At the roastery, of course, we are working with afterburners, and we are still growing, from a very small size, and there will be other elements that we need to look at when our roastery is expanding. At the moment, we have 2 machines, so the cooling air and things like that, of course, are on the agenda. That's my message from here in Berlin. Thanks for having me in this call, and let's work together and push sustainability at all levels. It was and it still is our future. This is our planet that we need to look after. We only have one, so let's not destroy it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Sustainability is not a marketing tool. Sustainability is not a USP of one company. The commitment of all of us to sustainability secures the future of our entire sector. For those who do not act sustainably, they will be attacked from 2 sides, from politicians and from the consumer. Let's make such a great progress together in sustainability that everyone, the consumer, the politicians, the society, the NGOs, they all say the coffee industry is a good one.
At World Coffee Research, we think about how science and technology can drive opportunity, harnessing innovation to deliver on the coffee industry's goals for greater social, economic, and environmental sustainability across the coffee supply chain. Environmental sustainability is an issue that matters to everyone, but coffee roasters are in a unique position as they directly engage coffee consumers looking for ways their purchases can drive change towards a more sustainable future. Coffee roasters are attuned to consumer demand, and consumers want to know that their coffee is produced, transported, and processed in ways that protect and enhance the environment. Where innovation can improve air and water quality for coffee processing and roasting, we think these are critical to make continuous improvements in our environmental stewardship goals. We applaud new technologies that an innovative equipment maker like PROBAT can bring to roasters.
In terms of environmental sustainability for roasters, if you're operating a roaster, clearly you can't really do much about the coffee cherries at origin. What you can do is increase the sustainability of your roastery operation. And so you're probably aware that most of the energy used in coffee roasting, at least for large roasters, isn't actually roasting the beans. It's for cleaning the air on the way out. Okay? And so different types of exhaust technologies are crucial for increasing the overall sustainability, lowering the carbon footprint of your roastery. And so, I'm really glad that PROBAT is leading the way in thinking about developing more advanced roaster technologies. Exhaust technologies. That's something that we at the Coffee Center are also extremely interested in. We're here in California. California has some of the most stringent air exhaust, environmental regulations, and where California kind of leads the way, the rest of the United States at least tends to follow.
With respect to emissions, I think the industry has 2 expectations. Coffee companies who are roasting, of course, they're doing many different things. They simply can't be experts in every aspect of their business. They look to others who are experts, companies like PROBAT, to help educate them about what they can do, what they should do to help make their emissions more clean, more sustainable, and more efficient. The second thing with respect to emissions is we all expect to see continuous improvement. Where are the opportunities to make everything a little cleaner, a little more sustainable? And this, of course, is how over the long term we make an industry more sustainable. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. Clearly, sustainability is in the interest not just of each and every one of us, but coffee farmers around the world, consumers, and our children. And that's why not only this session is important, but the work that everyone is doing to make the industry more sustainable is also crucially important. I'm Bill Murray, the National Coffee Association in the US, and I thank you for giving me an opportunity to be with you.
Wow, very strong and very honest statements from our business partners in the coffee industry. So I would like to say thanks to them for the contribution. Now, as you can see, we are inside of our R&D center, and my colleagues Thomas and Thomas are already in position to give you some special insights about our technologies regarding sustainability, exhaust air gas treatments, and energy efficiency potentials. So I would like to hand over to them, but before, please let me emphasize once again that if you have any kind of questions, please put them in our live chat so that we can discuss these questions in our closing Q&A session. Thomas and Thomas, have fun. See you later. I go upstairs.
Thanks, David. Thomas and myself would like to give a little bit more input in link to some of our solutions for environment and sustainability. What is our personal link to the topic of this session? Thomas is an R&D engineer responsible for managing development projects and supporting our customers with the ideal solution.
And also Thomas, he's our CTO. He leads our innovation in line with the needs of our customers.
But coming back to our topics, we had a wide range of solutions in our portfolio. So for time reasons, we only could trigger some of them in the next minutes. If you would like to go deeper, or if you would like to discuss your special needs and topics, please send your questions for the Q&A session to connect@probat.com. Or if you would like to book a face-to-face session with your area sales manager, take a look to our website. Let's now dive into a typical coffee factory and some of our solutions to support you. These solutions will help to easily solve your problems with the environment so that you could focus on your core business of selling high-quality roasted or ground coffee.
So the first solution, what about exhaust air filter?
Oh, exhaust air filter that are an easy system for reduction of odor or smell when there is a low airflow volume. A box with a mineral called zeolite could capture smell and odor from the airstream. So no additional energy is necessary for this kind of air cleaning. This solution could be used for shop or lab roasters in your factory. What's about high-efficient cyclones?
Yes, the high-efficiency cyclones we design in a new way. We use our fluid simulation system to get the best performance out of that. So we have for high-efficiency chaff separation and dust reduction with low energy cost. The advantage is also that we have a lower installation height, and so we have also lower energy and pressure loss.
Thomas, what about heat exchanger? Oh, heat exchangers. that are efficient systems to reuse the energy of the process in a coffee factory, like it happens during the roasting process. Heat exchangers could be used in different kinds of combinations, with hot air streams to heat water, air, or thermal oil. This energy could be used then for other kind of processes in your factory. Or for example, if you would like to preheat the fresh burner air. So you could lower your general energy use. It's about dust extraction systems.
Yes, with the dust extraction system, we can remove dust and also foreign particles out of the green coffee, and that's a very effective way. That we can compliant with legal limits that we must be reached, and we can use also the warm exhaust air that is building back to the room, so we don't need fresh air from the outside that we must heat up. So we save energy and we save also CO2. What about carbon footprint?
There's a lot of possibilities for CO2 reduction or lower your carbon footprint. To give an overview about that kind of possibilities, we developed a special micro website where you could play with different kind of solutions and possibilities, so that you directly could recognize these effects. It will be an efficient system for sustainable materials, fuel types, or green energy there inside. All that you could find on our website, or just Google for CO2 and PROBAT. Let's talk a little bit about catalytic afterburner.
Yes, the catalytic afterburner is more than a standard system that we use in the roastery to minimize the emission and also the odor that comes from out of the exhaust air. That's compliance with legal limits, with minimize the energy is used. So we have different solutions, also with lower temperature, to get an effective exhaust air treatment. We have also a modular system to get the flexibility to reach the legal limit from each country that we are building in. So it's also possible that we have this catalyzer for industrial and also for shop roaster. What is a Profoto system?
The Profoto is a flameless regenerative thermal oxidation system. Here we have one solution for two subjects. Low emission levels, especially for the NOx side, and low energy consumption to save energy costs. This could be done by not using an additional burner, so we save the emissions from the burning process. For lowering the emission, we use the energy from the chemical process of cracking the emissions. The thermal energy which arises during that process will be directly recovered into the ceramic bed of the Profoto system. You could recognize this by a look to the inlet and outlet temperatures. So there's only a delta T of 50 degrees C between inlet and outlet. So in both sections we have a very efficient system. Let's have a look into green coffee preheating.
Yes, this system we use in an efficient way to use a clean air that comes out from the catalyzer and uses for heating up the green coffee before it comes into the roaster. We have more efficiency and we can reach more than the output of the roaster. Up to 20% energy we can save with it. It's possible for all roasting systems that we have to integrate the system. And also it's possible that you use the system in an extended roaster. You can upgrade it with the green coffee preheater. What about low energy and energy efficient systems?
Oh, here the inspiring idea is to combine different of that solutions from emission cleaning and energy reduction to reach a carbon neutral factory. This could be done by using the green coffee preheater in combination with the Profoto unit, special heat exchangers, and energy storage systems. With that kind of combination, the outgoing airstream from the roasting process only have an outlet temperature of 50 degrees C. So most of the outgoing energy from the roasting process is reused back. When then green energy and biofuels will be used in addition, there's a carbon neutral roasting process reached. What's about that topic ProAir?
Yeah, the ProAir system is our new development. Therefore, we can reduce our cooling air, the order. So, David, what's the new of the system and why we develop it?
Yeah, Thomas, you are right. We have been asked more and more frequently by our customers regarding solutions to remove smells and odors from the cooling exhaust air which is released during the cooling process into the open. Naturally, this topic is very important for roasteries which are located near residential areas because, as you can easily imagine, the neighborhood doesn't like to have these smells and odors around them. So we as PROBAT, as your to-go partner in the coffee sector, take our role very seriously. So we set up a task force to find a solution. And in this task force, many different colleagues from different fields and different departments came together and worked hand in hand to find a solution. So now we are very happy that we are able to present you a technology which is unique in the coffee sector. And if you ask me, this will be a game changer. So I would like to hand over to Thomas. He will give you some special insight about this new technology. Thomas, the stage is yours.
Thanks, David, for the introduction. In this session, we heard that we have a lot of environment solutions in our portfolio. But especially on the cooling air, we set us a target to develop an odor reduction on the easiest and on the effective way. There always be problems from our customers in operating with a roastery. Sometimes it's a neighborhood who said you have stinky air, or sometimes you must reach legal limits. We have understood these problems and we set us a question what we can do to make the sky blue. With the ProAir technology, we developed with our partner Aerox to integrate the system and have an efficiency and simply way to reduce the odor of the cooling air. We can install the system in a new, but also in an existing plant. And the best thing is that you have no influence on the cooling on the roastery process. Our target was to reduce the odor units that we are measured and also the very strong odor smell of coffee taste. And that not in the first phase or the first 60 seconds of a cooling time, over the completely cooling time. So the system is based on the non-thermical plasma technology. Oxygen radicals are created from fresh air and injected directly into the cooling pipe. The odor molecules are oxidized and you have an efficiency reduction of the odor. So no chemicals, no water, no other fuels are used in this clean process. So we save CO2. Only with electrical energy we get this clean air. In this exhibition wall, we see all components of this ProAir system. This is now an outside placement, but also it's possible and normal that all components are inside the building. So the cooling air is going this way and going up to the chimney. And in this pipe, we integrate the ProAir system. You only need a pipe length where the reaction and where the magic really happened. In installation of an existing roastery, you must look if it's better to integrate it before or after the cooling cyclone. So what are the parts of the system? We have here the fresh air inlet, a ventilator, a filter cabinet with a 3-stage filter, one pre, one hyper, and one carbon filter. An electrical heater to get always the same conditions. Then the injector and the adapter. And of course, we also have an electrical cabinet with a PLC. And that's all. So you see, very compact and very easy. It's also possible that we integrate the system here in a horizontal and also in a vertical pipe. So let's have a look inside the heart of this ProAir system. So here we have the electrical power unit, where we create the high voltage. And in the top, we have the modules, where we create the plasma. So the airflow, so the air coming in and going this way through the modules. And then we have inject the plasma into the cooling pipe with these nozzles. So how the process works. So the ventilator of the ProAir system is every time on. And only when you have your batch process, so the cooling process starts, then the power unit starts and we have directly an auto reduction and plasma building. When the cooling air is going off, then we shut down the power unit and we have no more plasma building. So what are the results with the system? We have a test unit for more than now 6 months in field to get experience with it. The results are very stable and reproducible. Depending on the product or the coffee and of the green or raw gas load, we get a reduction of auto units from 56 to 91%. And we have no more strong coffee smell in the air. So very effective. What are the benefits for you? So we have 3 types, ProAir 5, ProAir 10 and ProAir 20, from a range to 5,000 to 40,000 norm cubic meter per hour. The auto load that we have reached is lower than 6 mega auto units per hour, and that over the completely cooling time. The auto description after the cooling chimney is like sweet, chocolate, or like iced coffee, but no more strong coffee smell. The energy consumption is also very low. We have only 0.2 to 0.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilogram green coffee. Depends on the ProAir type and depends on the environment of the system. We have no influence in the cooling process, so we have no extension of the cooling time. And what is with the maintenance? Yeah. We have limited operating hours for the filter and for the modules that must be changed by time. So keep in mind, the system is easy, is retrofittable, and you have a high efficiency, low energy consumption, and you have no influence in the roasting and the cooling process. So you save your production and you have no production stops. So that's all from my side. One more thing. If you have any questions, please ask over the email address, connect@probat.com, or send us a message in a Q&A chat. Before we'll start with the Q&A, let's have a look of a customer view of this problem with an environment from our customer Piese.
My name is Timo Terpstra, and I hold the position of Managing Director of Coffee Roaster Piese in Arnhem, the Netherlands. Piese has for a long time a special connection with sustainability. We are a front runner in the Netherlands for more than 20 years at environmental sustainability and social sustainability. Environmental sustainability is very important for us because we have the responsibility of the whole coffee supply chain, also for the farmers and the future of our children and our planet. So it's very important to work on sustainability every day. The environmental technology plays a very important role by Piese, particularly in our coffee roasting process. because we have since 1994 a very innovative coffee roaster. We developed together with PROBAT and von Gimborn a recirculation roaster with a catalysator, a controx cooler, and a cyclone for coffee husk. So we reduced a lot of energy, greenhouse gases, and water. And you can say it is the predecessor of the PX120 from PROBAT. Well, I have great expectations on the exhaust air treatment technology from PROBAT because it is a good system to clean the air from the chimney. So all the roasters at the moment are working on natural gas, some other on wood. So we don't emit greenhouse gases. We have to develop a new roasting technology, I think, on renewable energy. That's the future. I know PROBAT has some great ideas about it. So I say, work together and let's start with that new technology for the future.
So, thanks to Timo from Pisa for your view into the topic of this session. As you could recognize, we are always in a close partnership with our customers to discuss ideas and visions in link to sustainability and environmental. So our goal is to consult you and support you always with the best solution for your point of view. Now you are welcome to step into this discussion with your questions. Please come up with them by the chat function or send an email to connect@probat.com. Or if you would like to have an individual contact, you could book a session with your area sales manager by our website. So let's have a first look what kind of questions are popping up. David, something on your side?
Yeah, we have received quite a lot of questions beforehand via email, and I would like to start with the first one. How much energy can I save if I use a low temperature catalyzer? So in general, the roasting exhaust air is heated up to 320 degrees Celsius in case of a low temperature catalyzer and to 450 degrees Celsius in case of a standard catalyzer. Due to this, you can save up to 30% of energy if you're using a low temperature catalyzer compared with a standard catalyzer.
Okay, thanks David. So especially for the ProAir system, for the new development, the question, what energy supply for the ProAir system is needed? So I've told before, we have only electrical energy is needed. So we have no gas, no fuels, or so no compressed air is needed for it. And there also we have no waste. And depending on the size, the electrical supply for the cabinet, it's like the ProAir types from 5, 10 and 20 kilovolt ampere. Yep.
Okay, here's a question. Can I run a roaster with biogas? Yes, you can. So we always have solutions in our portfolio. It's a little bit settings and a little bit changes possible, but we have the solution for that. Other questions, David?
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, indeed. So the question is, does the catalyst influence odors in the roasting air? So in case that you are using a catalyzer, you will do not have any kind of product-specific odors in your roasting exhaust air. Naturally, you will have some little kind of burning odors due to the fact that you heat up the exhaust air with a burner for the catalytic reaction. But this is very little. So as I mentioned before, you will do not have any product-specific odors. Thomas?
Yeah. Okay, so what are the maintenance requirements in detail for the ProAir system? So I've told it also before. We have the filters and the modules. They are limited in the operating hours. But especially for the first two filters, the back filter and the HEPA filter, you get alarm when there is a pressure difference and if they are blocked. So, and these filters you could change by yourself, so with your own maintenance guys. The carbon filters and the modules must be changed by our partner from Aerox with his service technicians. So the modules are limited in the operating hours up to 8,000 hours, or for maximum of 4 years. That must be changed. But there's also a smart advantages for it. The modules, it can be reactivated and you can use the parts again. So it's only a thing about sustainability. And another maintenance point is the injector himself. So depending on the position where you integrate it, some before the cyclone, for example. So you're on the dirty air side. And so we have an inspection hatch from the other side of the adapter. So you can clean the injector nozzles and with dry ice, for example, for roundabout an interval for half a year. And so you're safe on this side. Yep.
Okay, another question about what types of heat exchangers can be used. As you could recognize, we always have on our side, on the roaster, we always have hot air. So on our side, that's always the air point. And then there could be used air-air or air-water or also air-thermal oil heat exchangers. All that is possible in link to that kind of connection we need then to the functionality in your factory.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. We have received another question in regard to a green coffee preheating system. And the question is, can the green coffee preheating system integrate in an existing roasting system? Yeah, that is a good question. And we have been asked this question more and more frequently by our customers due to the fact that the topics of energy efficiency and energy savings topics become more and more important also in the coffee industry. And the answer is yes, it should probably be possible. But of course, we have to do some adaptation on the existing system. So if you are thinking to integrate a green coffee preheating system, please contact your area sales manager so that we can discuss details of this project and find solutions together with you. Yeah. Thomas, do you have something else?
Yeah, the chats are clean, so we use an email question. Can the ProAir system also use in the roasting exhaust air? No, that's not possible because the roasting exhaust air is too high for the system. So we have no plasma reaction with the order molecules, so we have no order reduction there, so no effective order reduction. But therefore, we have other solutions for the roasting exhaust air, like the Profoto or a catalyzer, to reduce also the emissions there. Yeah.
Okay, there's popping up also by email. How exactly does the Profoto work? Yeah, that's not easy to explain by wording, so I hope it will work with the fabulous film team we have here supporting us during the days. So what means the Profoto system? The Profoto system is a container which is filled up with ceramic material in that way. So the off-going air from the roasting process with the emissions inside is going through that ceramic bed. In the middle of the ceramic bed, we always have the high temperature of the system. We hold that high temperature in the middle of the bed by changing the flow direction of the system by that 2 poppet valves here. Also, that system could be linked to an additional buffer tank. So when that poppet valve change their direction, that we always have also that uncleaned air, what is then possible, will be stored and will be going back, so that really 100% of the off-going air of the roasting process will be cleaned. I hope that was visible and it works thanks to the film team in that way.
Yes, and thanks, Thomas, for your nice explanation. Very detailed, thank you very much. So we have another question. What is the service life of the catalyzer cassettes? So in general, we as PROBAT will give you a warranty on the lifetime of the catalyzer cassettes of 3 years or 12,000 operating hours. But we have also customers which are use their catalyzer cassettes for, let's say, 10 years. So if we are talking about this topic, it is important to know that the lifetime of these catalyzer cassettes depends on the roasting product. So the color, the moisture, and also the coffee sorts that you are going to roast. And if you send us some more detailed information about your roasting product, we are able to give you a more specific estimation about possible lifetimes of these catalyzer cassettes. Yeah. Thomas?
Yeah. There's some detailed question. Is it possible that the cooling air gets into the injector cabinet? No, that's not possible, because the process is that the air stream from the injector fan is always be on. And the nozzles or the holes of the injector are so designed that the airflow that's coming from the cooling air is not going into these holes. But when there's a problem, we don't want that the cooling airs get into the cabinet. And therefore, on the back side from the injector cabinet, there are some mechanical flaps. So in the normal way, the injector fan pushes mechanical flap open, and we have the plasma is going into the cooling pipe. But when there is a disturbance or a failure, then we have no airflow from the injector fan, so the mechanical flaps closed and the cooling air is not going into the filter cabinet, so injector cabinet. So we are safe on this side. So you can continuously roasting, you have no production stop, of course without order reduction, but you can roast continuously.
So here's a question, could I become carbon neutral? Also, yes, there's always a possibility that you could go carbon neutral, but that is a story which needs a little bit more consultants, deeper look really in kind of your process. So therefore, I have to say, please contact your area sales manager, that we really could go deeper in especially your kind of questions, your kind of possibilities, what we have to do there, but there are solutions available on that on our side. Something else, David?
Yes, Thomas. We have some quick question here. So, is the green coffee preheating system generally applicable for all roasters? Yes, for all roasters with industrial size. So, for our roasting series Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn. Thomas?
Yeah. So another question is, what order reduction you can achieve, or for which exhaust air volume flow it is available? So our target is to reduce the orders, the order units, for a minimum of 50%, compared to the order units without the ProAir system. The range is from 5,000 to 40,000. They're all industrial roasting size from ProBat. It's also possible that you can integrate the system in non-ProBat roaster, but that we must check in the planning and in detailed discussion. And if you have more airflow, it's also possible. So these three types are our standard for our ProBat roaster, but more is also possible. Yeah.
Okay, I did not see any more questions in the moment. So therefore, thanks also for your time joining this kind of session. If there are popping up questions on your side, if you would like to dive deeper also in that kind of things linked to sustainability, to environmental, what kind of solutions we have, you are always welcome to contact us, ask us, send an email, go in contact with your area sales manager by bookings on the website. So thanks for all of that, and enjoy and stay healthy.